Hello traders, and welcome back to another market update. Today we're going to be taking a look at the currency market, looking for some major structural levels, and let's go ahead and dive into it. My name is Nick, and I'm going to be running through some of the currency pairs with you here that I see, starting with EURUSD. Now EURUSD is currently testing a major level high, and even looks like it may want to try and break through this level. Now recently we just saw some really big bullish spikes on some fundamental news here on the euro. Now we did see price make a serious move above that level, but looks like price is starting to pull back here, and watching where this level closes is going to be a big deal for me. Watching EURUSD, because I think that if price does decide to close above this, then we could even start to see a bigger movement to the upside there on the EURUSD. We'll see where we get there. Other levels to consider is that if we do start to roll over, you have major structure there, and you have longer term levels down here if price decides to roll over and start heading back towards the south side. Next up is GBP USD, which also spiked heavily to the upside yesterday, and you can see if we back up on the daily chart, we're having a major move to the upside there on this pound dollar pair, and most pound pairs are trading similarly. So if we take a look here, you can see price along this level here. Price is currently trading above that long-term level. If we take a look at the weekly chart, you can see we have to go all the way back to the weekly just to find relative support and resistance levels if we want to, right? So we have this area here, and watching how this price closes above or below might also indicate where price goes next. I think that we still seem a bit stretched to the upside there on GBP dollar, and I think that we could find a pullback at some point, maybe to a structural level like this one, or some area of relative support where buyers could find a second entry, if you will. Next up is USDJPY here, which did catch a nice bullish bounce there as price did break back above. You can see holding this lower trend line there that we have. The question is, are we going to get back to this kind of top of the channel that we have been watching? And is it going to continue from there, or are we going to break down? Now, if we draw this long-term trend line, you can see that price is currently right around that area, and this is going to be a big moment for dollar yen to determine if we're going to indeed break out and continue this upward movement we've seen, or if it's going to yield to the longer-term trend and head back down. So watching this pair and watching for confirmation, or at least indication of where the market may go next, could be very important. If you like candlestick patterns, you might look for a candlestick pattern right around here to see if this area may give you signals of a double top potential, where we could see a price movement back initially maybe to this level here, and maybe even if we break lower, a longer term move to the downside, as dollar yen long term there still showing some strength to the downside. Next up is Brent crude, and you can see here, if we take a look at the 4-hour chart, we have been watching this channel on this pair here on the market updates for quite some time. You can see that price for the most part is respecting the channel, going back and forth, still hugging the top of this channel here for the time being. I think that we could see a turn back down to test this lower level just to respect kind of this pattern or the structure that the market has been going in. We'll see what the market decides. On WTI crude, it's going to look very similar there on the 4-hour chart. You can see if I back out, take a look here, we do have this similar structure where we have this kind of back and forth market respecting the structure. We are not quite back at the recent highs there. You can see price is still a little bit of way from getting away from our trend line, but overall here I still think that we look a bit stretched and that we probably want to oscillate back towards the bottom of this range if we are going to respect and continue this movement here on WTI crude. Next up is XAU USD. This is gold, and if we take a look at the daily chart, back up a little bit, you can see we do have this downtrend structure that has been respected recently. We also have a level here to consider where I think price could be heading back to sometime in the near future if price decides to rally down to that 1426 area. I think that we could see a nice bounce from there in favor of the longer term trend here. If we can find where we were, gold, and back out just a bit more, you can see long term we have a very strong uptrend. So the question will be, if price can get back down here, is it worth a buy? I would say that there might be a good chance for that. There are some levels we need to get through, like this one here. You can see price holding this area historically may need to break that level if we're going to continue the downward pattern that we do see here on gold for the time being. GBP JPY also gapping to the upside and making a serious move upwards. I wanted to pull up this pair so we could take a look at it on the weekly. I did want to say the bullish case here on pound yen, you can see is that we do have this kind of structure that has been broken, and it looks very bullish. So we could even see a rally. I think one level to consider if you're a bull on GBP pairs is you could see the movement up here, maybe even up to to that 155.7 level here at that recent structure high. Something to consider there if you are a bull on GBP pairs. Euro GBP, similar except inverted because we do have Euro GBP, so it's the other way around, right? And so if we take a look here, we do have this kind of structure here. I think that price could retest this area sometime soon. You can see right there, if price was to retest that, that would probably be a healthier trend to the downside rather than just falling straight. We do look like price, if you take a look at the 1 hour chart, we did get a nice little reversion back here towards during the London session there. So we'll see ultimately what happens. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.